What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the top 12 most worn shoes of the NBA season so far. So through 14 weeks of the NBA regular season, we're going to go through number 12 all the way to number 1. And I know top 12 is kind of a weird number, but I think the shoes at 12 and 11 are very interesting. That's why I wanted to include them in the video. Also, big shout out to Sammy from the Soul Drop. Check his channel for a top 20 list. I know that's kind of his topic, but I also want to give my review, like performance/review thoughts on the shoes that NBA players wear. And I thought the list is very interesting. So let's get straight into it. Start with number 12, which is the New Balance two-way volume 4. And they've been played for 7,337 minutes through 14 weeks, which is quite a high number. And I can understand why, as they're really, really nice performance basketball shoe. My favorite aspect is probably the cushioning setup. It's very, very comfortable and also provides a lot of court feel in the forefoot, which makes it a great option for guards. Check also my best shoes for each position video. They're also in that. Next up, which is at number 11 with 7,567 minutes played, the Nike LeBron 21, which is actually the reason why I wanted to make this video, because it's very, very surprising that they're not even in the top 10. A couple of months ago, I would have said I do understand because I didn't like the thicker materials on the first colorways they released. This colorway I liked right from the start, and also now the Koya colorway with the thicker materials is actually one of my go-to shoes in the locker room. And I can also see that trend in the NBA because I noted down that the LeBron 21 in week 13 had the number 3 most worn spot already. So you can definitely see a trend, and I'm sure that they will crack the top 10 very soon. Speaking of cracking the top 10, the next sneaker on this list is also rather surprising, as it's the Nike GT Hustle with 7,866 minutes played, which in my opinion, I can't really understand because I didn't like the support features of this shoe at all. Everything else was kind of nice. The traction, even though the pattern is weird, was good. Cushioning is really, really comfy and my favorite aspect, and I love the design, but the support features are just not there. And to be honest, I don't understand how NBA players who put so much force into shoes can play with this shoe more than with the LeBron 21, which we just talked about, which has crazy good support. So the GT Hustle, definitely a big question mark for me. I don't understand why they play with them so much. They are comfy, yes, but if you put so much force into a shoe, at least for me, I can't play with something like this. Now, for number 9, we have the Nike Zoom Freak 5. A very nice shoe, also made my top 10 list of 2023. And they've been used for 8,248 minutes, which is a pretty big jump. First shoe that has cracked the 8,000 minutes. And I understand why. As I said, very comfy cushioning setup, comfortable materials, and also decent support, way better than the GT Hustle, for example. So I can see why NBA players like to play in the Zoom Freak 5. Now, for number 8, it's a shoe that I've never had in hand and I've never tried. I know I need to get a pair soon to review. Thinking about getting an ID colorway. It's the Nike Sabrina 1. First shoe cracking the 9,000 minutes with 9,241. I can't say too much about this shoe, except that NBA players and also players in my league seem to like them. So let me know if I should do a review and get a pair for myself. Now for number 7, another sneaker I don't totally understand. The GT Cut 2 with 9,282 minutes. I have a pair and I didn't enjoy performance as much, to be honest, or actually at all. Traction performance was not good, the fit was terrible for me, and the most annoying thing is the tongue that's detached. The cushioning is comfortable, yes, but also the support features and the fit were just not for me. So I'm also very surprised that they made the NBA's top 12 list. Moving on to the number 6, which is one of my all-time favorite shoes, so I can definitely understand why they are here. At the beginning of the season, they were even higher up at number 4, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Harden Volume 7. With 9,523 minutes played, so we're getting close to that 10-minute mark. I absolutely love playing the Harden 7. Traction is amazing. Dust pickup is a little bit of an issue. Cushioning is very comfortable. Materials are so comfortable, and the support is also very good. Only downsides is that they're not as breathable and a little bit heavy, but in my opinion, the comfort really makes up for that. Speaking of the 10,000 minute mark, we've got a shoe from last season that is the first shoe to crack the 10,000 minutes, which is the Nike LeBron 20 with 10,709 minutes played through 14 weeks of NBA regular season. Also very interesting that the LeBron 20 is more popular than the 21, but as I said, I think it's starting to turn around. The LeBron 20 will be on top by the end of the season at least. That's just my prediction. But I can also understand why people like to play in the 20s. They're a little bit more iconic just also design-wise because it's been the first low-top LeBron in a while, and an awesome performer. Remind me a lot of the KD6. Very comfy cushioning, insane traction performance, great materials, and good support. I also really like the materials here in the heel that they used. It confirms to your feet, it molds to your feet over time. Same on the 21s. So I can understand why they're on this list. Now, for the top 4, we have at number 4 another shoe that I've never tried personally, which is the Nike Kobe 4 with 10,914 minutes. A teammate of mine plays with them. He likes them a lot as well. So, I mean, Kobe's are always nice. And don't worry, there's more Kobe's coming on this list. Now, for the top 3, the first sneaker cracking 11,000 minutes with 11,327 minutes played is the Nike Kobe 5 Protor, I have to say. Also one of my all-time favorite performers. I played these through the ground. They ripped apart here. I tried to glue them. It didn't work. I don't know if you can see that well. So they separated all over the upper. Materials are ripping up here, and the traction pattern is pretty beat as well. But I really love playing with them, and I have them now just in my collection to show off. Cushioning performance was also nice. Very nice low top, low to the ground, and an iconic sneaker as well. The first really low top Kobe sneaker after the Kobe 4. And now a big gap to number 2 on this list, which is also probably my favorite release from last year, Nike KD16 with 19,277 minutes played. So a really big gap here between number 3 and number 2. And again, I understand why. KD16, as I mentioned, my favorite release from last year, one of my go-to shoes when I'm practicing, because I'm playing with the number 1 shoe that's coming on this list. I'll let you know in a minute. Cushioning performance is absolutely amazing, really comfortable. Traction is close to a 10 out of 10, and the materials are also so comfortable. I just enjoy hooping in them, and I never have to think what's on my foot when I'm playing in the KD16. And now, another big gap to the number 1 pair on this list with 33,600 minutes. The most worn shoe of this current NBA season through 14 weeks is, of course, the Nike KD6 Protor. I have the reverse Grinch colorway. I'm so lucky that I was able to get this. Big shout out to Kicks for sending them over. And performance overall is a 10 out of 10. There's not much to say apart from that. I really love playing with them. They're also very lightweight, which makes them better than the KD16s in my opinion. So I can understand why they're number 1 most worn shoe in the NBA this season. For the end of the video, there's some shoes I think we'll see more of this season or throughout this season, and shoes that will definitely crack the top 12 video that I did as well. So I'll make another one at the end of the season. The Nike GT Cut 3, an amazing performer, but they just released, so that's why they haven't been worn as much in the NBA yet. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of players switching from the GT Cut 2 or even the GT Cut 1 to the Nike GT Cut 3. And another shoe that I think we'll see more of is the Anthony Edwards 1, as these are also an amazing performer. My full review is coming as soon as they officially release. And as I mentioned, I think we'll see more of the LeBron 21 as well. For another shoe that's kind of sad that it's not on the list is the Way of Wade 10, or actually any Way of Wade shoes, because they really make great performance basketball shoes, but currently they only have one signature athlete in the NBA with D'Angelo Russell. So it's kind of hard for them to break into the NBA because they're not signing as many players, but performance is really good. And if they had more players signed like Nike or the bigger brands like Adidas or Under Armour, I think these would definitely be high up on this list, as it's one of the best basketball shoes I've tried all time. With that being said, that's the top 12 most worn shoes in the NBA so far this season. If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, it really helps me out a lot, and see you next time for more reviews on my account.